What gets tracked gets measured. All right, maybe you've heard that. Measure twice, cut once. That doesn't necessarily apply here. But when it comes to digital marketing, you really need to be measuring things. If whether it is you're somebody who is a digital marketer and you work in-house, or maybe you are a solopreneur or an entrepreneur who just needs to understand, is your marketing actually working? Then this video is for you. So previously we talked about audience. We also talked about specifically your content strategy. And now, just as important, maybe more so important, is how is this all getting measured? Because if you don't understand exactly whether or not it's working, you can't know whether you should be doubling down and doing more of that thing. So what do we track? What KPIs, key performance indicators, should you be tracking in 2025? And I'm going to get to a tool because and it's not Google Analytics 4, but we're going to get to a really cool tool that I'm actually going to be testing out here if you're interested, so that you can understand exactly what it is. But we're going to be using some other tools that are not Google specific. So let's get into the KPIs for 2025. Not only what and how, maybe how you should be measuring, but what specifically. So when it comes to what specifically you should be measuring, what do we track in 2025? There's just not everything. We should be not looking at all kinds of things. I know you probably have heard bounce rate or how many visitors come to a site. Okay, let's break it down and simplify it so that it's super simple. Number one, you should be tracking your overall site traffic. All of the traffic that comes to your website, all of it from everywhere. How much are you getting on a monthly basis? And are you getting more this month than you were the previous year in the same month? For example, if it's October of 2024, you want to see what is the traffic I'm getting to the website in 2024 in October versus October of 2023. Different year, same month, same number of days in the month. So what we want to do is have that picture and understand what that is. Traffic by marketing channel. This is something I always share with my clients. We want to understand what is giving us the biggest amount of traffic. Where is it coming from? Is it coming from from organic, your search engine optimization efforts? Is it coming from your email marketing initiatives? Is it coming from your paid search campaigns? Is it coming from another referral website that maybe is promoting you? You want to understand where the actual traffic is coming from so that you now know and have a better idea in terms of what you maybe need to be either seeing an opportunity to fill that gap or doing even more. The next thing you want to understand is the engagement rate. This you can easily see in Google Search Console. If you do not have Google Search Console set up, definitely you should have that set up. Google Search Console, and you could just YouTube search anywhere on how to set that up, but definitely make sure you get that platform set up. It's free, by the way, but you should include that because you can also see a lot of other helpful information. Side tangent over. Engagement rate is extremely important because it lets you know what specifically with the people that are coming into your website, how are they actually engaging with the content? Are they coming in and leaving right away? Are they getting what they need and leaving? Or are they taking a trip through the other pages in your website or along your buyer journey so that they understand more specifically who you are, what you offer them, and how you can help them? That is an important factor we want to check, is that engagement rate. We also want to know, what is the average page depth? This can be kind of boring, I know, but if you really understand that you have 2 or 3 page levels of content within your website, it's good to understand the fact that they're not just finding that initial piece of content, but you want to know if you have a very deep website, meaning 8 pages deep, that it could be nearly impossible to find those really important pages that are important to your business and your revenue. You want to make sure that you understand that, because if they're falling off, it could be a navigation issue. It could be a website usability issue. Those are things you need to understand. So yes, this would be a KPI to track in 2025. Your CVR, or your conversion rate. What is the actual conversion rate? And for those of you that need quick math, it is the number of conversions divided by the total visitors to your website. For example, if you had a total of 52 conversions and you had 1,000 visitors, that conversion rate would be pretty good, 5.2%. So that's something you should be consistently keeping track of. And whatever it is that you deem a conversion, it doesn't have to be something adding to a cart and checking out. It could also be booking a sales call or downloading a white paper, or whatever that is. You need to know what those conversions are. These are the most important conversions to be, or KPIs to be tracking in 2025. Now, what tools? Now you're asking. What tools? Pretty simple. If you are opposed to using anything Google related, I'm going to recommend UserMaven. UserMaven does track all kinds of things, your funnels, your user journeys. It will also go into the segments. Of course, it also does website analytics. And because it's not specifically a Google property, you get a different view into those conversions or those other things that will not get tripped up necessarily from your maybe free Google Analytics. It is a GA4 alternative. As I said, we're going to be testing this out, and I'll be going through that in more detail on this channel with you, so that if that's something you want to move away from GA4 and move into something else, this might be a real good alternative for you. The other tool that I really love using is Looker Studio. This is a Google property, but it is not an analytics. It is more of a visual method of pulling in data from your Google, whatever analytics, or Google Analytics, or Google Search Console, and actually giving you that specific information. So this is a report that I pulled in because I was trying to look at LLMs, the different AI platforms that are bringing in bringing in any traffic. But even better is the reporting platform that we create for all of our clients, because it is custom for whatever their needs are. We want to look at website sessions. We want to look at the total users, new users, engagement rate. So all those KPIs that I talked about, we do it in a really visually appealing way, and that's what this looks like. We can see the conversions over time. This is just the sort of executive report, which is that first page of the Looker Studio dashboard. We can see all the conversions, and for this particular client, they wanted to see the form submissions, which was a request for talent, a contact page, and a button click. So anytime that button clicked in that website. We can also see the demographics. This page here is all of the Google Search Console data. And so again, we're plugging in their own information right in here to be interpreted and analyzed, and understanding exactly which pages are getting the most views and impressions, and what are the average positions, and what are those top search queries. We know this very simply because it's, again, pulling in Google Search Console data, so I can easily see all of that here. Then, of course, as I mentioned, one of the most important is the conversion data. Whatever you're doing, whether it's paid search, whether it is a social media campaign or SEO, we need to understand what are the conversion points. That's how we analyze all of this information. So this is a very specifically short and sweet video. I just wanted to put this out here because I know as we get into the new year, you really need to be making sure that you have your marketing down pat in terms of who is your audience, what is your content strategy, and how do you measure the traffic that's coming into your website. If you need even more help, I offer a free 3-part video training called Amplify Your Brand. Just go to bartoliconsulting.com/amplify. I'll put the link below. Take a look at that. That training will actually help you out and really get all of these pieces put together.